All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get started in a second. I'm just sharing my link and all of that kind of good shit. But yeah, this is my first live stream in my new house. I just got the internet connected and all that good stuff. So finally, that took a while to come. Actually, just because of the internet that I wanted. It was like a faster type of what do you call it, like fiber broadband or whatever, and it just took a little longer for that one to get set up. They took like, yeah, they took a couple of weeks longer than I would have liked, would have expected, but it's all good. It's there now. It is set up. Excuse me, but yeah, don't mind me. I'm just having some coffee and stuff like that, and we'll get straight into it once I once I get everything open and all that good shit. Um, I may need to, let's see here. I guess I can just like open it up. I don't know how this is showing on the live stream, if it's like showing me or if it's showing my display at the minute. But we're right here anyway, so we'll get on to that. Open up my Blender file. All right, let's see how that's looking. So I will size myself down now. Make me about the same size as my little old animations there on the bottom, and then bam, we're right back to in action. So yeah, this is a scene that I've been working on for a while now. Without giving away too many spoilers, this is one of, if not the last scene in the episode right here. So I guess without any real context of, like, I don't want to give away context because I guess that'll spoil things. But if you're just watching me drawing a couple of drawings throughout this live stream, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna give away too much. So we should be all good if you want to avoid spoilers. But yeah, I'm having some nice coffee, man. This is some. I know it's a Starbucks cup, but I don't really like Starbucks, to be honest. This is Costa coffee out of a Starbucks cup. But yeah, this is nice coffee, man. I like Costa coffee actually. But yeah, like I said, I think Starbucks is like completely overrated. I don't really fuck with Starbucks, to be honest. It's like 7-18 right now, so I should be good. Sometimes if I drink coffee like too late, I have a hard time sleeping. But I've been sleeping pretty damn good lately, so it should be okay. But anyway, I think we'll get started on a couple of drawings here. Now let me see where I was at. So as you can see from this shot, we have our main character right here, and he was like on the ground for whatever reason, and our other character like taps him on the shoulder. And these drawings right here, I'm not really entirely happy with how these came out. Let me show you the rendered version of that actually. I'm not extremely happy with how these particular drawings turned out. Why does my mouse keep doing that, man? That is super annoying. My mouse is always like plugging and unplugging itself. Like, I mean, it's like my USB port's like not recognizing that it's plugged in. And it just keeps like turning on and off. It's like super annoying, man. I don't know if I think that's an issue with the USB port on my laptop, which I am planning on investing in a new PC any day now. I guess I can buy that. So hopefully I won't have those issues forever. But yeah, I'm slowly getting everything together. As you can probably hear through my crisp vocals, I just got a brand new mic. Like I said, I'm in a new setup now. I'm getting my new office all together. Of course, I just moved into this house like not too long ago. So Still like boxes and shit in the background, but that's to be expected when you move house. You know, I don't have like every little thing in its place yet. But yeah, I think I want to redo some of these drawings. I do like the thickness of the lines just because it's like a close up of the character. But the way some of them have like that white on them, some of the black, some of the lines in the drawings have like these white highlights on it, and I realized that I forgot to change a setting on. I forgot to change a setting on one of the drawing tools, and that's why they were coming out like that. They're like more reactive to pressure when you're using the pen. So if you like press down harder, the line will turn out darker. So obviously at the start and the end of the lines, I was like applying less pressure. So they were turning out lighter like that. So yeah, I definitely want to fix a couple of those drawings first and foremost, I think. So now I've turned off that setting. It's right here to the right of strength, this little one right here. So I had that turned on by accident. So that's the reason why that was turning out kind of funny. I'll draw another line here to demonstrate so you can see how at the start it's like a lot lighter than at the end. Yeah, that's what I mean, I always usually turn that setting off, of course, just to give me a consistent color in my line work. But for whatever reason, when I was doing those drawings, I just forgot. So I think I should just I think I'll maybe just erase the whole eyes and then start over with those. The nose and stuff like that, I think I can fix. Actually, you know what? That's not ideal either. I think I'll just erase the nose as well. So we'll make sure I'll draw the nose on there first, which is on a different layer than the eyes. So I'll draw that first, because the nose, I don't have to touch that as much as the eyes, because that's a more consistent like look. His eyes are like blinking or changing his expression and stuff like that, whereas his nose is one consistent shape unless he moves his head. Have I turned that? Oh my goodness, I turned that setting on and left it on by accident again. There we go. That'll do it. Much better. I think I'll make that little. Actually, I like that drawing of the nose, so I'll just tab into edit mode and scale that up a little bit. Ooh, not that much. God damn. Down, damn you. Alright, something like that maybe. Looks cool. And we can tab into sculpt mode as well there and smooth that off straight up. Straight off the bat. Just like that. Alright. So now, and don't mind me, I've noticed actually when I like watch back some of my streams, when I animate, sometimes my eyes get really intense. I was kind of like thinking like, that's like I always notice like Stanley Kubrick always had like super like intense eyes when he was like making movies and stuff like that. So I guess that's just kind of the same thing with me. I'm like focusing on like like my drawing so much that my eyes get really intense without me noticing. So sometimes if you see me looking like more of a weirdo than usual, that's what it is. And yes, I'm basically saying I'm Stanley Kubrick. I'm like the Stanley Kubrick of animation. I joke. But no, Stanley Kubrick made some awesome movies. I particularly love, I think, obviously, of course, you gotta say The Shining is one of my favorites. That's just standard for everyone, isn't it? But I really, really love Space Odyssey. 2001 Space Odyssey. I think that would have to be my pick for my favorite Stanley Kubrick movie. And I didn't watch that. I watched that more recently for the first time, actually. And when I say recently, it was like a few years back. But man, that movie blew my mind, man. I couldn't believe like how it started with like the apes and all that, and then it it like what do you call it? Like transitioned from like apes, and then they end up finding like I love the way that like it goes on for a long time where you can see like the progression with the apes, and they're like learning to like hunt, and then they learn how to like use they learn how to like work together, and they kind of you can see that they have like a tribal mindset. They're like fighting the other groups of apes, and then they what do you call it? They see the monolith, and then the movie makes it seem like it's like the next day or something like that. But I don't know how much time passes. But then after they all touch the monolith, they they learn how to use tools and all of that, and then of course you have the famous transition of the ape throwing the bone up in the air, and that like match cuts into like a big space station in space, and that's like so fucking like it's it's not only a cool transition, but it's also just like what that represents is like amazing. You know what I mean? Like the progression of like the first ape like learning how to use a tool, and then like far in the future it's gotten to where like mankind has like used his knowledge of tools and gotten so far that they're able to build like these crazy space stations. I just like the thought that was like put into that is like amazing. I just like love shit like that, like representative in the art, and like making such a cool like match cut out of that. It's just like mind blowing. And then I love how like he was like Stanley Kubrick was like ahead of the curve too. He started like going into like the dangers of having like AI and all that. And I mean, when was like Space Odyssey made? It's like the 70s, ain't it? Like it's crazy the kind of like foresight that he had. And of course, another one of my favorite Kubrick films is Clockwork Orange. Another amazing one. I'm trying to think here. This black line at the top of his eyes, that's like the edge of the camera. So I'm trying to think if I should have the whole eye in the shot, or just have like that little bit like cut off. Let me see how that looks when I render it. I'm often forgetting that I have like a comfortable chair now to sit in my office. The setup that I was in before, I couldn't like get a comfortable chair. I didn't have the space where I was before to like have like a chair and stuff like that. So I've gotten like all new stuff. I got a new desk, this new chair. I took like, it looks kind of weird on camera, this chair, but in like person it's awesome. It's like suede and it's green. It looks kind of gray on the on camera, but it's actually like green. And I chose the green because like not only is green one of my favorite colors, but it's also just like I feel like it's like something different for a office chair. You know what I mean? So that's why what kind of drew me to it. His eyes are a little bit inconsistent with the rest of the lines in these particular drawings, because these, like I said earlier, these are really thick. The line work in these drawings is really thick. I think I might scale his eyes up a little bit here, and hopefully that'll make it at least a little bit thicker. I think I'm gonna take away this line right here. I think that's what I did last time too, just because I don't like how it sits on the nose like that. Actually, let me see something. Does that look cool? It looks more like a part of his nose though, and like my design for his nose has never had this top line. It's literally just like one that straight line for his nose. He doesn't have like the bridge on there. I mean, I could make it like, I could make this a bridge of, I could make him have a bridge on his nose like this, you know, but it's just something I never really thought of doing with him. Yeah, I think I'll leave that out. I'll leave that line out. Just have like the anxiety line on this one eye right here for now. And then I think with this nose, I'm going to take a few of those points out at the end just to take that sharpness off the edge of the nose there. Make that into points. And I think I'll take like these 4 right here and just take those away. Yeah, that looks more. What is this on my screen, man? There's like some piece of dirt on my screen. It's driving me crazy. All right, there we go. And I think I will rotate the nose just slightly too to sit better with those eyes more straight like so. Maybe even move that down a bit, I think. Like so. So in actuality, I could move the, nah, that's too far down. Right there, I think is perfect. Alright, I think that's okay. Oh, actually, no, I want to change that little ear hole as well, I think. So let me do that now while I remember. What was that? Just another line. Alright, there we go. And draw. Bring that back to a full screen for now. Let me make sure I'm on the right layer and I have the right material. You see, I did not have the right material selected. Would have been drawing his ear hole pink. Maybe he had like an ear infection or something like that. All right, draw that a little thicker, like so. Actually, let me do that again. I'm not happy with how I did that. Erase. All right, maybe around about here, there. Yeah, something like that's fine. So we have his hand in the way there. So I wanted to like translate into the drawing that is actually his ear hole and not part of this guy's finger right here. All right, I think that looks okay. I've been trying to decide to, I've got this random character just standing in the background, and he is about to, if he keeps standing there, you can see him standing back there chilling. If he keeps standing there, he is going to witness some wild shit. So I've been trying to decide for the purpose of like the narrative and stuff like that, if I actually want him to be there or if I want there to be no witnesses. So I'll make my decision on that over time. I mean, right now he's not doing anyone any harm. He's just back there chilling, and it'll be easy to remove him from the scene. You know, obviously I just gotta delete him out of there. And I actually didn't intend to have like anyone around seeing what was gonna happen, but I just had him like placed in the scene because I was like figuring I might use him to like, see, that's another thing. I might use him in another scene where they're walking toward the store, and just have him as like a background character, just kind of like walking the other way as if he's kind of leaving the store or whatever. So that's why I like dropped him into the scene. I designed him a while back, that character, and just thought he would look pretty cool. I just wanted to kind of test him out in a scene to see what he would look like, you know, how he would translate into the world. So but like I said, I left him standing by the side of the store just kind of to have him there. And now I'm like thinking, then I got to think when I was like drawing these drawings, I was like, shit, should I have him like witness what's gonna happen here? It might add an interesting layer to it if there's a witness, and then that could give me an excuse to like bring this character back in the future, you know? Bring him back in a future episode if maybe, you know, what happens to this dude here is gonna start being investigated or whatever. So, like I said, we'll see. I could like kind of work it either way. It's a small detail, but I'm definitely one for having all of the details right. I'm sometimes too much of a perfectionist, and that has like held me back quite a bit in terms of like meeting up with deadlines and stuff like that. I'm always like super critical of my work, and I want everything to be right. But I was mentioning in another stream as well, like if I was mentioning, like over time I've become like more, um, I've become more accepting that, it's never, my work's never going to be perfect. I can kind of get it up to like just the best of my ability and like put it out. I know it's never going to be like 100% what I've initially like envisioned it to be. So I need to fix this too. I need to fix this drawing of the red hair guy. So I've got him like sort of leaning down, and then we cut to a close up, tapping on his shoulder, and actually I don't know if you could, I don't know if you've seen that on the live stream, so I'll do it again. Yeah, it's like transitions from him there, and then there, and again cuts back here. A very fast camera movement here to like transition into this shot. Which again, I don't know if I'm just gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna leave that or if I'm just gonna cut straight to the next shot. I haven't decided on that aspect of the direction yet, but for now it's okay. I kind of like how those drawings turned out there though. When it the way it like when it pans around, it goes to this view, and then he's gonna get up, and he's gonna face him. And then what I'm gonna do after I time this part out, the next shot will be like a profile shot like this, and they're gonna kind of like be facing each other from like a side profile view. I think that's gonna be a pretty cool looking shot as well. And so he's gonna see this dude, and yeah, some bad shit might happen to him. But I haven't gotten to those drawings yet. I'm just on these ones still. So let me switch back to camera view there. And here, see, I need to do some more in betweens here too. But of course that comes after I do all of the main poses. So I'm trying to think what I should do here. If I should fix this drawing. See, he's supposed to be like down on his knees here, kind of like picking up his pills, which have spilt out onto the floor right here. That's why he's down on the ground like that. And it's after he's actually like, he was passed out on the ground. And then you can see him like attempt to like pick up some of his pills here, because like I said, he had just regained consciousness. As you can see, he's lying there, and this shot right here, I guess I can say that I don't think I've shared this on a live stream before. Getting some creators commentary right here on the on the episode. Let me render this out real quick, and I'll explain this shot, or I'll give you some background on this shot. Why is this taking so long to render? Come on. All right, so here, obviously, characters in the center of the screen. We've got the lamppost over here on the bottom right. You can see like the pole of that, and it is like casting obviously a light down on the pavement right here in the form, in this particular shot, it looks like a spotlight. So when I was making that shot, and I figured like I wanted to be kind of like a in this particular shot I wanted to be kind of a high angle, sort of not quite a bird's eye view, but just a little bit like higher up, kind of looking down on the character as he's feeling vulnerable. And when I composed that, actually, I think it was like before I composed the shot. Actually, when I had just like built the environment and like put the lamppost there and everything like that, and I had decided to do like a high angle for a shot. I'm like thinking, this reminded me of something that always stuck with me since I was a kid. Was the opening credits of Mr. Bean, and there's kind of like that choir music playing, or like a choir like singing or whatever, and then there's a spotlight like on a pavement or like a cobblestone. My memory might not serve me correctly, like completely correctly, but there's like a cobblestone road or a pavement or something with a spotlight on it, and Mr. Bean just like kind of falls out of the sky like onto this pavement under the spotlight. So that's what inspired this shot, of course. So that's why he's lying the way he's lying too. He's kind of lying the way Mr. Bean was in that opening credits. And yeah, so that's what inspired this particular shot composition right here. I just thought that was kind of a fun little Easter egg type of thing to put in. But of course, my guy's like passed out instead after taking one of these pills, and he's dropped his video camera there beside him. Meanwhile, this payphone in the top left corner right here is ringing, so it kind of wakes him back up, as we can see after the shot. And then it's exposed to us that there's a gentleman down here in the alleyway watching him while wearing a blue robe. So he slowly approaches in the background while our main character is picking up his pills and stuff. And he kind of stands there for a second, and we quickly cut to our other character in the store who is buying snacks. So he has no idea what's happening right outside the store to his friend, and he may not know for a while. So yeah, that's, like I said, this is gonna be like the final scene in the episode. So I'm definitely getting there in terms of like the production of like finishing off the first episode. Not completely there yet, but we are definitely getting there. So yeah, as a matter of fact, I was saying earlier, I'm gonna have to do some more in-between drawings for here. I think I might actually do that now. Just because I can't really think of what else to do. I don't want to start like composing that next shot of like their profile views just quite yet. There may be some things that I need to fix up. Oh, excuse me. Sipping coffee while yawning. My goodness. So yeah, I think I'll do some of those in between drawings now. So should I fix that drawing as well? Yeah, let me think. Let me fix these eyes too. And this nose. Erase, erase, erase. Alright. So again, we'll do the nose first. See where, let me put the overlays on. See where that was in the last drawing. Alright, somewhere around here, I guess. We'll do for now. Ooh, that looks really weak at the start. Let me undo that. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun in my new place. I got myself PS5, Been playing a lot of that. And I've just been like trying to keep myself busy, you know, trying to like avoid my depression. Just keep myself busy. Try not to be lonely. And just overall try to do something that's gonna make me not feel bad, you know. So yeah, I've been playing a bunch of a bunch of PS5 since I got it. Really enjoying the smooth frame rates and of course the fast loading times. The controller's sick too. The what do you call it? I forget what the feature is actually called at the minute off the top of my head for some reason. I always like know what it's. Oh, the haptic feedback. That's it. I've been enjoying that too. That's pretty awesome. So his eyes are going to take on more of a worried look right here. Oh, I like the way that eye looks. I don't particularly like this eye, so I'm going to change that. And this eye is definitely too close to the other one now, but I can move that. I'll move that in a second. They definitely need some moving and some rotating. Some rotation action. Let me smooth them out first though. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Smooth. Alright. Smooth a little bit more there. And now we're gonna rotate them independently. Because this one needs to kind of go left a little bit. Make it like flush, like straight with the face. And this one needs to be rotated to the right a little bit. And we'll push it a little more to the right. Alright. Let me scale this up on the Z-axis a little more to make it more like the same size as the right eye. Oh, now I've made that one too long. So I'll scale this one up to just a tad. Alright. I think that looks cool. Not entirely perfect, but it's fine. Let me see. Actually, let me scale that up just a tiny bit more too. No, that's too big. Alright, something like that. Move it slightly, and that should be fine. Excuse me again, my goodness. Alright, and I did forget to put this here too. Why is it takes so long for my undo button to work? I push undo and then it takes like 10 seconds to actually like undo the shit. Alright, now we'll smooth out those little stress lines like so, like so. Alright, looking good, my man. And also don't mind my grooming at the minute. I definitely need a haircut, especially my mustache is annoying me at the minute, but it's all good. I've just been busy with like getting settled into the house and all that. Alright, and save, and let me see how that looks when it's rendered now. I still feel like his eyes are too close together or something. Something about the placement of his eyes is just not quite right. Alright, did that save? I think it did. Come on. Yeah, the render times on this scene are ridiculous. Alright. Immediately noticing that I have to draw the rest of his hair on top right there. So let's do that now. And I think for the line work in this particular drawing, I'm like not too fussed with fixing these lines, the highlights on these lines, just because like this is like a very fast transition. This drawing is only gonna last like 1 or 2 frames right here, so it'll be fine. I do want to erase that though. That looks weird. All right, and fill the rest of his skin right here, where the ear is on top. Something like that. And I will fix the ear hole. Ear hole. I like calling it that. Don't judge me. Something like that. All right. And let's switch to points. We'll leave the fills locked for now, and I'll just focus on the lines here. So we're gonna erase the points off here because I really want to start erasing the entire strokes, the entire line strokes. Because like I said, it's at the top of the shot here anyway, so we're not going to notice it too much, but it's important for consistency's sake to change. Alright, so up here it doesn't really matter. We can draw that kind of, I'll draw it even like a penis right here. It doesn't really matter. There we go. If your penis looks like that, please consult a doctor. But that should do it. It's just to kind of close off the line and to have it like at the top of the shot right here, make it look like he has the rest of his head. So let me take that stroke and we'll smooth those off first before we do the fills, like that and like that. And I just noticed too, once I do fill in the hair here, our character here in the background now has his left eye covered up, so only one of his eyes are showing in this shot. So I don't know, I know you didn't know this about me before, but I can go ahead and expose my secret right here on this live stream. I am in the Illuminati, and this is proof of it right here. So don't tell anyone else. We can keep it between us, but I'm in the Illuminati, man. That's why I'm getting to do this show and all that stuff. I joined up with the Illuminati, and they're like, "Hey, you want to be a famous cartoonist?" And I said, "Of course. What do I have to do?" And they just said, "Just join the Illuminati, and we'll take care of the rest." So that's exactly what I did. And then by accident here, I've put this guy's one eye in the shot, just to show that I'm part of them. I'm part of the Illuminati. So yeah, just in case you were wondering, I rather than have like conspiracies about its start once people see this episode, I thought I might as well just be straightforward about it, you know. This eye still doesn't look right, man. Why does this look so weird? His eyes are like too close together or something, man. All right, I think that looks a little better. Oh man, I love that coffee. I just got that out of the store. That's why I keep ranting and raving about it. I just like got a fresh jar of coffee. It's much nicer than the last coffee I had. Well, I thought the last coffee I had was okay, but now that I've tasted that, I'm like, nah, that shit wasn't good compared to this. That other coffee wasn't shit. Alright, so I think an in-between drawing is needed for here first, between this pose and this pose. So let's see, let's zoom in on our timeline here, see what we're working with. So that's frame 2535, and then it's all the way at, no wait, so we're at 24, 25, 24, 35. That's about 11, that's 11 frames right there. So I still want him sitting like that for a minute anyway. So we'll probably do it on a 2. We'll get it started like right here. We'll do the first in between right here. So let me duplicate this just so we have that that placement for the next drawing. And then what I can do, just gonna erase all of that, I think. Actually, should I use that head? Is it gonna be like much different? I might like use this head and, yeah, I think I will do that actually. I'll use this head and I'll sculpt it a little bit to make it look like it's like turning slightly left, because right here it's just about a 3/4 pose for his head. So that's a front view and it's a 3/4. So if I just like slightly turn this head to the left, then it will be passable for like an in-between going into that drawing. And then I can like scale it down a little bit, because obviously he's like leaning back here. That's why his head gets much smaller. So the middle head will be like in between those two sizes, as the name implies. So I'll erase his body and stuff like that, but I'll erase his eyes as well, I think. But the head I will reuse. Get rid of that. And that, no, not all of that. Eraser, where are you? Okay. Actually, you know what? I might just leave. Might leave his eyes and stuff. So what I'll do first, I think first I'll scale the head to the size that it needs to be and put it in position. And rotate little bits like so. Now I'm looking at where the neck is in his shirt or the collar. Get a good in between there. And those eyes I'll take care of in a second. Once I like sculpt it, those I can like sculpt those in between the first drawing's eyes and the next drawing. I can position those better. So let's see how that looks for now. If that's an okay position for an in-between, we will go here, scrub. Alright, I think that's okay for now. And also what I can do, select all there, and I can use this, I'll try to use this shear for now to kind of like transform the head a little bit. Kind of give it that type of motion before I do some more further sculpting. Yeah, that looks good. Did that shear the eyes as well? Kind of give it a little squash and stretch as well on the animation there. A little more bounciness. All right, and now. Alright, edit to make sure we have all selected again, and now we will start sculpting. So I'm going to use the grab tool here. And what I really want to focus on for this in between is taking the hairline more to the right, and the eyes as well, and the nose and mouth. And then that will obviously like. So you know what? I'm gonna lock the eyes for now, so I can like sculpt those like separately. So something like that, and take this up a little bit too. Let me turn off these overlays for now. Actually, no, I don't want to be turning off the overlays. Something like that. Actually, pop this out a little more because his head's going to be turning like that to the right, so the back side of his head is going to show a little more. All right, now we can sculpt the eyes. I think that'll do it for that. What is that one little mark right there on his head? It's just a different fill I had done for the skin, I guess. Okay, now select all the eyes. And again, the more like kind of distorted the eyes look as well in this, it's like gonna kind of do me more favors after all, because that's kind of the way I've been enjoying to like animate my in-betweens, is giving them a lot of like stretch and squash, you know. So the more kind of like wacky it looks, the more I feel like the more bouncy the animation's been turning out. So something like that I think is cool. Maybe you rotate the eyes a little. Oh, no. I sheared the hell out of. Actually, I should shear up to the right a little bit here. Something like. No, other way, other way. There you go. Something like that. All right, that's what I'm looking for. And no. All right, now select the. Oh, back to the select tool. Let's figure out where the mouth is going. I should fix that nose as well. That nose got really distorted. Let me leave the mouth a little down, like that. Keep it a little bit closer to the first drawing. Lock the eyes once again. Start fixing this nose. Maybe something like that to show his lifting the head. But that looks really strange, but in motion it looks better, you know? Alright. And now I can start working on the body. And I don't know if you heard, I don't know if I have my desktop audio turned on in the stream, but in case you heard music pop up there while I was playing that little part back, that's just temporary music that I've put into the scene just to kind of help me with timing and stuff. But I will be making original music for the whole episode. So that's not going to be in the final product. In case you, I think I do. I do think I have my desktop audio turned off though, so you probably didn't even hear it. But just in case. All right, so this should be a fairly straightforward drawing for the body here. Let me go back to get the right material and get onto the right layer, and then we can full page that shit once again. Then it'll be somewhere around here, and then okay. All right. Let me slightly start to move his arms here from a straight position into a sort of like reaching out like that, or like he's like, what he's doing is he is like going from a, you know, a position where he's on his knees and he's like kind of like pushing himself up to sit down. So that's what this that's what that next drawing is. Let me fix these jeans right here. They don't quite go into the drawing as intended. Something like that. Stretch them across. Something like that. It looks like he's wearing a diaper. And again, we'll do like a similar arm shape here to the last one. Alright, something like that I think should be fine. Alright, so that'll probably need another in between just to look better, but that's fine for now. Take that, because it is quite a, it is quite a big change between poses there, just in terms of like the height at which his head is, and like the motion of his head. It'll just probably need a couple more drawings to like smooth out the motion, you know. But like I said, for now it's okay. At least we got started on one of the drawings for it. Smooth this all off real fast. So once I learned how to use like the sculpting tools in Blender more, and especially I didn't know for a while that you could like use the sculpting tools for 2D grease pencil. I know that sounds kind of weird. I was using them for like 3D models, of course, and stuff like that, but I like kind of accidentally discovered that you could use it on your 2D drawings as well. And like ever since I discovered that, I've become like real anal about like fixing every drawing that I've done just to make it like less shaky and like more smooth. So it's kind of a gift and a curse in a way, because now, like I said, I look at my drawings now in comparison to like before I discovered the sculpting tools, and I kind of want to go back and like fix all of them, but that would just take way too much time. So that brings us back to what we were saying earlier about chasing that absolute perfection, and how it's just not always feasible, you know. And like anyone can tell you that. Anyone, like, I mean, look at George Lucas, for example, with Star Wars. He was constantly going back and like making changes to it over the years, much to the detriment, I feel, of his own movies. But I can kind of understand in a small way like why he did what he did. You know, when you're making something like art related or like anything in that vein, you're always like your own harshest critic. And so he probably seen like a lot of, especially like probably the amount of times he had to watch Star Wars over the years. I can imagine that he would keep on seeing like little details here and there that he was like, "Ooh, I wish I would have done that better or fixed that." And so he just kind of, but he could just kind of got really like really out of hand with doing that, and like started adding a bunch of like weird CGI things that didn't need to be there. But like I said, I don't like hate the dude for doing that. I kind of understand like what he was like, what his thoughts behind it were, at least what his intentions were there. But I'm not saying that I'm gonna do that in years to come. After this is finished, that's gonna be it. I'm not gonna go back and like redo like older episodes or anything like that. I'm just gonna keep moving forward and seeing that I can like seeing my progression. Like I think when if I make this show for years, or however long I make it for, I'll be able to look at like the newest episode that I've done, and then I can like trace it all the way back to like this first one, and I'll be able to see like the progression, how I got better and better at animating. So I don't really want to change it either for that reason. I want to be able to see that I got better over time, you know, rather than like, I think without those imperfections, like you can't really like improve as well, if that makes sense. And you can't really, that also can give you like a reason to kind of like praise yourself in a way, not particularly praise yourself, but just to be kind of like satisfied and know that, wow, you can like see that you have, no matter how hard you are on your own art, you can, if you have something like that, like if you have like all of your like earlier pieces and like compare them to your newer pieces, you'll be able to see for yourself that what you can say like, whoa, I've gotten better at this, you know. And I feel like that's especially like useful on days when you're like being super hard on yourself and like telling yourself that you suck. That happens to me sometimes, and then I look at some of my older animations and I'm like, you know what? At least I've gotten better than I was before. That kind of helps me in a weird way, you know? 42543. All right. So I think now I'll do this drawing, this in between drawing. 4-3 and 4-1, and I'll do this one on a 2 again. I think I'll do the same thing here with the head. I think I'll use this head again and sculpt it, just for added consistency, and as well, like, I feel as if like I don't particularly need to draw a new head to go from this this pose to that pose. But I'm going here from a 3/4 pose into a straight up side profile view. So I'm just kind of trying to think of like the motion that I got to take here. Alright, so again, the hairline on top right here is going to get pushed to the right, and then the little semicircle in the back of his head, I'm gonna like stretch that further to the left again. But I'm just trying to think of what to do with his nose and his eyes and stuff like that. Alright, I'll take care of that after. I'll do the head for now. Oh, wrong one. Alright, there we go. Alright, so what I'll start by doing is... Actually, let me open up the eye layer again and select all of that. What I'll start by doing is rotating it and lifting it up once again, getting it more like in between those two. Something like that. Oh god, why are all of my keyframes selected? I hope that didn't affect everything, did it? Alright, I think it's okay. I don't think I rotated all of the drawings just now. No, actually I didn't, because I would have had to select multi-frame edit for that, which I didn't do, so that's fine. Alright, yeah, so that's a good position. Now I can, oh, let me keep the overlays on, and lock the eye layer, and then we get to some sculpting. And I think I'll use the push tool for this one. Something like that. We can have a nice stretch here to really like sell the motion of him turning his head to the side. Pull that out way further, like so. Like so. Alright, that wasn't That wasn't difficult at all to do that one. Maybe lift his neck and his face up on this side a little more, something like that. Maybe let that fill there for now, and smooth out this after just having sculpted it. Alright, let's see what that looks like for the head shape. Yeah, that looks alright. And now for the eyes. Okay, edit, select all, and sculpt. Push tool again. And the nose I will do last because I think I'm gonna bring this eye all the way, like sort of overlapping his face, just because he's gonna be like losing that eye in the next drawing anyway. And then I will do this. Let me see. Yeah, that looks cool. What is that I'm looking at? What is that on the back of his head causing those little pins? Is there really like really small drawings there or something that I can't see? Where did that go? The fuck, it disappeared now. There was like little dots all on the back of his head just a second ago. And now they're gone. Alright. And what should I do with the mouth? See, the mouth, I don't have a mouth in this drawing yet because I haven't figured out if I'm gonna have him with his mouth open, or I think I'll just keep it with his mouth closed because it's just like even this side profile right here is a very quick drawing. He's not gonna be like that for too long before he turns around like that. So I think I'll just leave the mouth closed. I will probably have his mouth open when I do that other shot that I was talking about earlier, when it's from like the side profile. I'll probably have his mouth open in that shot. But for now, I think it's fine like that, just leaving the mouth closed. Because that'll save some time too, because drawing him with his mouth open now is kind of annoying in terms of like having to paint the fills. The way it works, if I'm like leaving like a space in the drawing open like that, I've got to like sculpt all of his like skin, and yeah, it's just not worth doing that for like a quick drawing, you know, a quick in-between drawing. But what I can do is I'll scale this to the y-axis to stretch it out more that way. Ooh, let me select that other side of the mouth too. Alright, scale Y, give it a little stretch action like that, rotate it around slightly, and again kind of have that overlapping his face there. And let me get the nose as well. I'll do the nose the same kind of way. I don't think I'm gonna, oh man, I don't think I'm gonna make his nose overlap his face though, but I will scale it to the y-axis once again and move it over slightly and rotate it slightly, but I'll put it very close to the edge of his face like so. Yeah, that looks cool. Actually, you know what? For his face, or I mean for his mouth, I'm going to delete these lines that are over the edge right here. Delete a few points off of that. A few of the vector points. Let's see. Even some of these other ones, see some more too, like that. Okay, There we go. Yeah, just to have it flush with his face for that, because look kind of weird, like sticking out. Is just his little mouth sticking out to the side looked kind of strange. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay. And for the body. We're done with the eyes, so we can lock those off. Okay. So, what I'm gonna do for this, I think I'll draw this. I'll draw this. Show this our left, his right shoulder, I guess. I'll draw that one first, just because it's gonna be a little easier to figure out the placement on that one. It's gonna be like somewhere like that. And have it slightly more of a soft curve on that than it ends up being on the next drawing. As you can see here, it's kind of more of a hard edge where his elbow and meets. And then you can have this part come way up like this. No, that's wrong. A little less bent there on the stomach. All right. Jeans. And for this arm, we're going to have that really close to his side, because in the next drawing, we're not going to see this shoulder at all. So we'll keep that around here, tucked tight. Which for that, I'm going to need another in-between drawing, of course, going from this arm position to that one, because that's quite dramatic. So we'll take care of that later, another time. But yeah, that looks good. That's selling like the rotation of it as well there. All right. Now, actually, let me smooth out those lines first before I erase that little part of the neck right there that meets the shoulder. Smooth operator. Look at me being a smooth operator, using the smooth tool. I'm operating smooth. Oh, I see that kind of messed that drawing up a little bit. It kind of rounded off the sleeve a little too much there. So let me grab this stroke of the arm, and then we can pull that up to like meet the shirt again. Just right there. Just like that. All right. Okay. Now. Edits. I'm just checking my my YouTube to make sure. I'm planning. I'm like I was saying earlier in the stream that I'm going to be getting a new PC probably pretty soon. But that'll give me like a second screen and stuff like that to have my I'll have a second monitor to have my you know, like my live stream showing up on the other one or whatever. So that way I'll be able to see if anyone actually like leaves me a message in the chat or whatever. I haven't been doing that. So I'll just kind of like open up my phone every so often and check to see if anyone's been leaving messages in the chat. All right, and for this, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna draw this, how I'm gonna make this look for the collar of his shirt, the way it's gonna meet his shoulder here. What the flip? Damn, keeping the. Does that look weird? Nah, yeah, I know what I'll do. I'm just gonna draw the shoulder all the way down, like so. All right, much better. And now I will have to do some skin sculpting here. Bring that up, hide it behind the shoulder like so. All right, Bob's your uncle. Okay, looking good. Now we can fill in the rest of the materials. Oh goodness, I put it on the, wait. Oh no, did I draw these entire drawings on the wrong layer? Come on, I hate it when that happens. God damn it. Let me see. All right, so I think it's just the body, which is, that's savable. It's not too many lines. I can go ahead and select these. All right, that's good. And copy. Delete those for now. And select the correct layer. That's why it's important to make sure you're on the correct layer. If I would have drawn a much more complex drawing there, that would have pissed me off big time, man. Delete, undo, undo. Oh my goodness. All right. So all I'm gonna have to do is just delete that fill for the skin and just draw a new skin. Just do a new skin. Oh my goodness, bro. God damn you. Never mind. Undo. Undo. Okay, now let's not select the skin fill this time. These are the only lines that we need. And once again, copy. All right, that should do it. And paste. Yes. What the? So it makes the rest of that drawing disappear. Alright, I know why it's doing that. Okay, and okay. I've never used that before. I didn't know you could just move it to a layer like that. I've always been like just copying it, deleting it, and then like pasting it into the other layer. But there's actually a tool there. There's actually an option there just to like move it to a new layer. So I'll do that. Move to lines. There we go. Yes. All right. That's what I was looking to do. That's what I was trying to do. Delete that duplicate and back to draw mode. And now, make sure we're on the right layer for a start. Don't want a repeat of that again. Fill in these little gaps back here. Okay. All right. Mustache is itchy. And the t-shirt. And finally, the mighty denim jeans. Sweet. All right, let's see how strange that drawing looks in when it's rendered. Like I said, I know this is gonna be weird looking drawings regardless because it's just the way I've been doing my in betweens. Hey, how you doing, Raphael? Long time no see, man. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I don't know if you're still here or not, but I just noticed your chat message pop up just now. Good to hear from you, man. How you doing? So yeah, as expected, very strange looking drawing for that, but it's fine. Um, I wonder if I should do like a small. I think I might do a small part of his back just poking out there, just to show that he's like. Yeah, I think that'll look better if I do that. Let me see. Again, making sure I'm on the right layer. And we'll just start it like right here. Nah, that's too much. It's a small detail, but I think it'll help the drawing overall. Something like that. All right. Make sure that's whole thing selected and sculpt that shit. Alright, now I want to take this, just the jeans, and there's a couple of little points here that I want to delete. That one and that one. Actually, we'll delete that one too. We'll take that back into sculpt mode, pull it up. Oh man, come on. Select that stroke again, and then we'll. Alright, there we go. And this is looking very weird. I'm noticing now, I'm just going behind his, underneath his sleeve like that. So I'll take that stroke as well and like move that up closer to where like the back of his arm. Something like that. Yeah, that's much better. Back into draw mode, we'll change it to our fills layer and just get the shirt, the rest of the shirt and the jeans painted. I really gotta fix the lighting situation in this office, man. I've got just the overhead light in here at the minute. I've like really been I've got a lot of the lighting in the rest of my house, like I'm very to a point where I'm very happy with it. I've got like lamps and LED mood lights and all that kind of stuff, but I haven't focused on that part of the office just yet. So yeah, I'm gonna get like my streams looking much better too, in terms of like, you know, everything, like in terms of like what's in the background, and of course like I said, the lighting is gonna be much better, more appealing for the eyes. But you know, like I said, slowly but surely I'll get all of those things like rectified. Okay, let's see what we got. Yeah, I like that drawing. Looks good. All right. How long have I been streaming for? No idea. I really like this drawing too. I like how this character's hair looks from the back. I think it's quite interesting. And like I said, I think this is gonna be like an interesting sequence right here of just like him facing off with this other guy, and like sort of how I'm gonna be composing the rest of the shots as well. I think it's just gonna be like an interesting sort of like a power struggle, or kind of showing like their dynamic at first. I just have some interesting ideas for how I want to do that, you know. So yeah, I'm happy with how these shots are turning out, to be honest. The background around here, with I want to fix the texture on that white building in the background. Looks kind of janky. And then of course I want to fill like more trees and stuff out here around the sides of that, because it just looks kind of like empty in the surrounding area of that at the minute, you know. But yeah, I'll do all of that over time, you know. But yeah, I'm happy with those couple of little drawings I got done today, and hopefully, if you've made it this far into the stream, you enjoyed that too. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of these. Um, yeah, I'm gonna start really going in and finishing and getting this episode done, you know, because I have a few ideas for like I have a lot of this show planned out already, you know. As well as that, I also have a new show idea that I'll be working on as well. So I'm probably gonna do a live stream of that pretty soon. So I'll share more about that on that stream. I don't want to give away too much on this one for now in that regard. But yeah, some pretty exciting projects coming up for me, man. I'm happy to be doing this, and I'm happy to be doing it with a comfortable setup now, man. So yeah, things are really looking up in that regard. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. That was fun getting a couple of drawings done. I feel like I've like achieved something now. It's been a while since I've done some animation. I've just been so busy with the move and stuff like that. So it's good to get like finally settled into a point where I can, you know, have a little couple extra hours to like start animating again. It feels pretty good. But yeah, that's about it for today, guys. I think I'm gonna end the stream there. But yeah, subscribe, man, and